Hey guys, Ralph Havens here, and just had a cool lesson in business and life and stuff. We are moving, leaving our home here in Seahome Village, Seahome Hill, and heading over by Lake Whatcom. We're going to have a beautiful view of the lake every morning, every day, and so we're fixing up any little things that happened at the house that we've been renting for the last couple of years. And one of them was the fan, and I don't know, golly, a year ago or something, somewhere half a year ago, we called a fan guy, a fix-it guy, because Jen tried to clean the fan, but it was not turned off. And when she hit the blade, she thought she was going to slow it down. It kind of hit it, and it started wobbling. And so we thought, well, we don't want to leave it like that. So she called the guy, and he came out and he looked at it and looked at it and looked at it and said, "Oh, this thing is really, really old. It'll never be right. It'll be okay-ish at low speeds, but it just won't be right." And so we thought, well, we got to get a new fan before we leave. So Jen bought the new fan, and she called the guy to a different guy to come install it. And he came out and looked at it yesterday. And here's the key, I think, for a lot of us, whether you're a healer or a coach or some sort of entrepreneur of some type doing good in the world. Here's what happened. He came out and he assessed the situation to see what he needed, what kind of equipment he needed, what he needed to do to install the new fan. And he looked at it and he looked at it and he kind of checked it out. And he says, I think we can just fix this thing. And then you can just take this fan back to Lowe's. And he actually worked, he was a contractor for Lowe's. So he was coming out because Lowe's had sent him. But he looked at this fan and he's like, I think we can fix it. So fingers crossed, let's see. So he came out today, he just left, and he said, I've been praying on this. I think we can fix it. He literally said that. And so he went up there and he looked around. He's like, oh, it's just out of this one little socket. And there's numerous sockets. And he kind of adjusted it and then turned it on. And even at high speeds, it's perfect. And he said, yeah, it's totally safe. It's like, it's in there the right way. And now it was just there was like, I guess, a few sockets, and you just turn it a little and you're in a different socket and the balance is different. And it's perfect. And so what I think I learned from that is, when we're a healer, a coach, an agency, a Facebook ads person, if you're doing something, heck, if you're teaching people to make better chicken coops or to go search for Bigfoot, or if you're doing something, piano teacher, if there's some kind of gift you have for the world and you want to bring it to the world and you're trying to turn it into a business and seeing who you can help, one of the things that I think is so valuable is just to be really excellent at what you do. And you're kind of like a diagnostician, like a really good mechanic, a really good, you bring in your car and it's got a funny thing. There used to be a show called Click and Clack, the Tappet brothers on NPR. And they were two brother mechanics, and people would call in with all sorts of problems with their car, and they would ask them questions like, does it do this when you idle? What happens when you stop? What happens when you pick off? And then they would diagnose the problem. And that's kind of what it is for all of us entrepreneurs, I think. Like, people come in with a problem, and to be excellent at figuring out, okay, where is the root cause of this? Where's the thing that once we solve this, it fixes it up? And it's that way with healing, with anxiety and imposter syndrome. You could try to just like cover it up, and you could say, well, that's just the way it is. You just got anxiety, you just got imposter syndrome. The best you can do is just to manage it, to like take some CBD or some marijuana, or, hack it somehow. But there's a way to go find and fix it. Years ago, we had a problem with our Montessori school, not with them, but they were having a tough time trying to teach Ben how to read. And he had some sort of glitch where he could read some things, but some words he just couldn't get. And he flipped things and did things funny. And then they couldn't figure it out. So we went to this public school where they have a program, and the psychologist did all these tests on him, and this other person did all these tests. And they said, okay, here's what's going on. Here's what's going on. And so we went into this big meeting, and they said, yeah, we're going to bring him in. It'll be 4 hours a day, and he's going to do this whole program for the whole year. And so I asked a really important question. I'm so glad I asked it. I said, well, how long does it take to fix this thing up? And the guy looked at me and he's like, oh, no, he's going to have this for the rest of his life. He's going to have this in college. And that made me go, So I was, even before I got back to the truck, I told Jen, somebody has fixed this. And within a few hours, she found somebody that described the exact issue that we were dealing with. And he was an engineer from England who had had that as a kid and just dealt with it. And then his two boys had that same exact problem. And when he described it, it was the exact thing that Ben was dealing with. And so he had this program that he did, and it was computer animated, and it was all sorts of cool little games on the computer. And we tried it, and we paid money for it for a few months, and it fixed it. Within a few weeks, within the first week, we saw changes. And within a few months, like 3 months, 4 months maybe, it was gone. And so, you know, whether you have all the advanced degrees and you know, like you're supposed to know what to do with certain conditions, even medical conditions, if you fix something for somebody, if you can help somebody heal, if you can help somebody do something, and you're bringing it into the world as a business, you've got something, because you're somebody who can go in and find the problem. And that's the key. And this fan guy, you know, we got his card. I'll post his information below in the comments when Jen went to get his card. And we're going to refer to him like crazy. And he's just great. And he came in, he saw the problem, he fixed it, and that's awesome. So my thing is helping people get rid of anxiety and imposter syndrome, and not just hacking it, not just like living with it, not just going to have this for the rest of your life kind of thing, but to solve it. So if that's something you'd like to shift, let me know. And I'd love to hear what you're doing. You know, a lot of us these days are doing things to help the world, to help people heal, to help people do something, make money in a business or whatever you do. And right now, you know, the world really needs us. If you got a gift to help somebody with, now is the time. Now is the time. And if anxiety and fear, imposter syndrome in your way, let me know and we can solve that out for you. So let's heal yourself and heal the world, and have an awesome Tuesday.